Okay, hi everyone. This is Chrystal Rae, and I am just getting ready for our hips and heart opening desert practice today. So take a seat and put your hands to the heart. Just a quick reset here as we begin our practice. Couple of breaths. Let's move right into the practice now. So step back into your box. And move it all the way down into your wide child's pose. We're just waking up. All right, so your wrists and your elbows and your shoulders in one line. Let's turn one hand back towards you, keep one forward. So we're waking up the wrists and the shoulders and just kind of rock back and forth. Switch sides for me, other side. And same thing, rocking back and forth. And we're working our core by just rounding to the spine, relaxing the neck. Cat-cow, again, turn the palm around. We're still rocking back and forth, waking up. And we'll switch sides again. Opposite side, one more time, rocking back and forth. Just waking up your practice. Good morning. I'm excited to do this practice with you. It's one of my favorites. All right, let's take some hip circles, but as you do your hip circles, move through your spine. So don't just move the hips around. Round through the spine, release through the spine, cat-cow as you move. And push back into your child's pose, and then forward, hip press, and back into child's pose, and then forward, hip press, and back. It's a modified plank. Then turn one hand towards you. We're still waking up the wrists and the shoulders here. So that same movement, mixing both together, so the fingers towards you. Now flip the other side, and here we go, back and forth, rocking back and forth, and waking up the wrist and the hips. Yeah, feels really good. Now challenge yourself if you're ready for this. Both fingers facing you. It's a little bit more challenging, so you might have your fingers to the sides of the room if this is too much. And rounding through the spine and pressing back and forth. All right, flip it back around. Whew. Feels good to move. Glad you're here with me. Drop the chest down. Roll all the way through. Some of you will touch the back of your head here. I'm not that flexible, but some of you are. So when you come through, I want you to tap the back of your head. Most of us mere mortals will just make that attempt. And we push this back. Feels good either way. One more time, as though you were drawing a line in the sand with your nose. Roll through, open up the upper thoracic, head goes back, open up the throat. One more for me here. Push all the way back. And draw a line with your nose through the sand. Again, bring it all the way up. Perfect. You're doing great. Forward and back. Chest down. Heels to hips. Roll through. Tap the back of your head. We're waking up the body, getting ready for our desert practice, our heart and hips opening today. Forward and back, tapping the back of the head. So hip presses, but this time we're just going forward and back. Bring the heels to the bum, tap the back of your head if you can, shoulders move back and away. And just keep doing this movement a couple more times. Oh, it feels so good. Don't forget to breathe here. As you push back, you exhale. Wonderful. Hip circles again, and again, please remember to round through the spine, cat-cow at the same time, so we get the full movement through the spine as you wake up here. Curl up your toes, and press this back into your first downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Savasana. Your right leg comes up, hip circles here, heel to hip for me, waking up the hip joint. Again, we're going to be doing a lot of hips today, so try to move from the hip joint rather than moving the knee, and keep the heel as close to the hip as possible. And then step it to the outside of your mat and step the opposite foot, your left foot, forward. And you're going to come right into Malasana, our little yogic squat. Ooh, I'm feeling tight this morning because it's been a while. So just sink down to wherever your body lets you go. You'll find that with your breath, you'll get a little deeper. Then plant the hands down. We're just waking up. Roll up on the tiptoes. Just a nice little wake-up call for the body. Sit way back down into your Malasana. See if you can get a little bit deeper each time. Keep breathing here. Keep the heart open. And one more time. Up and walk your feet back. Yes. And then step it up and forward. Hands to the heart. Palms down. Step back and back. And let's do that again. Forward, forward, Malasana, yogic squat, hands down, step back, and back. One more time. Step forward and forward. Sit low and back and back. Should be feeling like you're getting a little bit deeper each time. All right, just a little hop to the front of the mat for some of you, right into your Malasana. And just feel this movement here. Let's take just a gentle little stretch here to wake up. So wrap around the left side with the left arm, catch it, open up, and then switch sides for me. Oh, it should feel really good. Open up the heart, even get your chest to the sky. One more time, let's sweep it around. Get a little deeper opening now. I'm just waking up. Heart and hips today. Woo-hoo. Other side, let's do it again. Bring it around, just feels so good. Just wrap around, reach around. Go for the wrist, if you can catch your wrist and open up. Lovely. This is just our warm-up, guys. We'll get moving soon. Palms down. And then let's step this back. Downward facing dog. Right leg is up again. We're staying on the right side for some time now. Knee to nose, back up. And again, knee to nose. Drop it down for some core work. Back up into the sky, opening up the hip. Knee to nose, tap it down, pull it up into the sky. And again, knee to nose, down, zip it back up, back into the sky. Couple more, knee to nose, zip. And then take it all the way down and lift up here into your gate pose. We'll drop over towards our left leg and take our right hand and extend it over. Get a nice stretch here. Use your energy lines here. So you're working energy lines. Should feel really good. Inhale brings you up. Go to the other side. First one of the day, so you might feel a little stiff. Don't worry. You can step on your fingertips like I'm doing here. And just open up. Oh, feels so good. And then we're going to take this side to side. So sweep it up and over. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale brings you up. Exhale over. Inhale. Exhale to the other side. So we're just waking up the body slowly here. Inhale. Up. Exhale to the side. Inhale up. Exhale other side. And the body letting you in. Up. And over. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale brings you back up. Other side. Let's hold. 5. Long lines of energy. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back up. Drop your hands directly down in front of you. We're going to go for a half frog pose here. So slide out. Get as deep as you can go. Some of you will bring this all the way down. Others might even put a block underneath. Perfectly fine. Make sure that you take good care of yourself. If your knee is floating, be sure not to put too much weight on it. Ultimately, what you want to have is either your knee on the ground or a block underneath your leg. All right, let's bring it up. We're just waking up here. Nice, easy wake-up call for the body. Sweep your foot back, cross it over, and bring it out. Cross it over, waking up the hip joint, and swing it out. Cross it, and over. It's kind of like a modified Shiva Squat on the ground. And over, and back, and over. Flex the foot, and cross it over. Exhale as you take it forward. Inhale as you bring it back. Exhale. Now hold it here and let's go up. Little pulses. Don't forget to breathe here. Just waking up the hip. So it's a lateral movement here. Little pulses towards the sky. And then bring it back. Going right into our eagle legs here. Eagle legs. Now for some of you, you're just going to come down and sit into just a regular eagle legs where your feet are on either side. This is an easy, and I'm demonstrating it here, easy. And you can just catch your shoulders, or maybe you feel really open, you can catch the arms. If, however, you're a little more flexible and you're ready to do this, you're going to come into your eagle legs and then sit back on your heels all the way back, get your hips back, and then your hands are at the heart, and maybe even take your eagle arms. So you'll take your right arm under the left and then hook it around. And we're going to hold it here, breathe. This, I always say, get your Zen on here because you have to really breathe to find balance here. And then release out of that. Perfect. Unravel. And take your right leg back up. We're still on the right side. Step it through. And then we'll find our Shiva squats on the right side. So your left leg will tuck in and then extend. Exhale. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Now you can always stay with this variation. Next level, hands can be to the heart, maybe out to the side. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. A little bit of balance required here. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. And then this time, let's hold it. Cross your leg over. Extend the left leg back. Hold. 3, 2, and 1. Plant the foot down and open up into warrior 2, but only as a transition into your triangle pose. Now the legs are straight, the arms are straight. We're moving energy from our core to the extremities. We hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back up. Let's do this again. Tap it down. Inhale brings you up. Tap it down. Inhale brings you up. You can always stay with this gentle pose. Otherwise, you can bring this up into a half moon pose. Maybe you touch the ground, maybe you don't. And inhale brings you back up. And again, just a little balance. Challenge yourself. Half moon, working energy lines here. Core to the extremities. Inhale back. Exhale brings you forward. Bend the front leg slightly. Keep moving energy to the extremities from the core. Strong core here. Inhale back. Couple more. Exhale. Bring it forward. And let's hold this one for 3, 2, and 1. Now reach back and catch your left foot with your left hand. You're welcome to stay here. Those of you who want to work this, we're going to bring it up into a dancer's pose. So if you're really flexible, you can take a more intense opening here. Otherwise, you stay with me and just find balance. Don't worry about opening this up for flexibility. And we hold it here for a couple more breaths. Allow for the wobble. The tree that bends doesn't break. All right, bring it back down. Nice last stretch here through the hip flexor. And then bring it down. Both feet come together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deep forward fold. Let's open up the shoulders. Chest and thighs connect, even if you have to bend your knees to do that. Release the neck. Enjoy a nice stretch. Let's do it again. Open it up a little bit deeper. Releasing the neck. Good. Okay. Sit low, reach high. Desert sky. Exhale, just moving through ankles, through knees, through hips, and opening up the shoulder here at the top, moving a little bit slower, so make this intentional. Let's do that again. We sit low and reach high. Desert sky. Some of you will have your heels flat on the ground. And that will come naturally some people, and it will be kind of impossible for others. It seems to have to do with your limb length. So don't take it too personal. All right. Halfway lift, step your right foot back. Left foot follows. We're going to drop down now to our box and go back to the beginning of our practice where we're pushing and pulling back and forth, waking up the wrist again. So it's like a little halfway of our warm-up. We have another half to do. And then we'll get serious. We're just warming up right now. So we're warming up so that we can get into some deeper poses. Now flip sides, the other side, fingers towards you, hip presses back and forward, sitting back on your heels, rolling through the spine. Yeah. Now both fingers towards you and sitting back and forth, little hip presses forward. Yeah. Waking up the wrist. So we're going to keep healthy wrists. We got to open them up slowly. So I like doing wrists in my desert practice, even though we're not doing inversions, because it gives me time to move slow. All right, push back. This time let's take our left leg up, hip circles on the left side. We've got that whole little series to do on this side. Should feel really good to balance out the body here. Other direction for 3, for 2, and 1. All right, knee to nose. Bring it down, zip it up, and back up. There we go. Knee to nose again. drop it down, zip it up using the core, and back up. Just moving through the body. Now, if this was an ocean class, you know we would be taking this up into a handstand, but not here. Inhale brings you back up. In our desert, we move a little slower, more intentional. Tap it down and bring it up and back into the sky. Nice deep openings here with a little core work. And back up, getting ready for our gate pose on this side. Knee to nose and drop it down. All right, sweep your right leg around this time and all the way up. Here we are preparing for gate on the left side. So reach over towards the left side of the body, working your energy lines again. And we hold it here. And let's work it to the other side. And again, we hold for a couple breaths. One straight line of energy. Yes, opening up the chest. And to the other side. Excellent. And then side to side. This feels really good. You know, it's very rarely in life do we get to this lateral movement. So inhaling and exhaling as you go from side to side. We take a couple more. Lateral movements. This is actually a back bend. We don't think of it as a back bend, but it's actually a back bend. Your back bends forward, back, and side to side. All right. Hold this last one. Your right hand is extending over, and then bring it back up. And your left hand is extending over, working energy lines here. Preparing for our half frog on the other side. Inhale the hands up. And exhale, plant it down. Excellent. Right here where you are, slowly coming into it. Again, if you need a block here, go ahead and grab it, put it underneath the extended leg. Protect your knee. If you can get your knee down, again, that's even better. Some of you are really flexible. You can roll all the way down. You know who you are. You go there now. And we're just going to hold it here for a couple of breaths. Let your exhale take you deeper into these poses. You'll be happy you did when we get towards the back of our practice and we have these deeper poses that we're going to be going into today. So this is all warm-up, preliminary movements. All right, coming out of your half frog pose, sweep your right leg back, cross it over, and take it out. So a little movement through the hip here, so you kind of swing the leg out so that you feel the movement through the hip joint. And then you cross it back. Exhale as you bring it forward. Inhale as you cross it back. Exhale. Should feel really good. Again, a lateral movement that we rarely do. Now here we go. Up, right? Up. 1. Little pulses to the sky. 2, 3, 4, 5. And bring it back. Cross it over. Going right into our eagle legs. I'm going to show you the gentle one again. And you might want, I like to start this, just warms my body up. You might just catch the shoulders. Some of you will take a deeper opening here. And if you've been practicing for a while, you go right into that second series, Gomuktasana, eagle legs, balance. So it's a little more challenging. You're going to get your hips all the way back. First you take your eagle legs, then you sit your hips all the way back to your heels. So you got to have a bit of a balance here. Got to get your zen on, as I mentioned earlier. Allow for the wobble because the tree that doesn't bend breaks. So you allow yourself to wobble here. There's no hurry to get out of this. Just allow yourself to wobble. Perfect. And then make your way out of it. Excellent. And step it all the way back. Take your left leg up again and bring it forward. Sweep up again into Warrior 2. Again, remember this is only as a transition. We're moving into our Warrior 2 and then we're going right into our triangle pose. So drop it down and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now reverse it back and here we go. Up and down. Remember you can stay with this gentler variation perfectly fine. Exhale as you come down, inhale as you bring it up. Exhale as you bring it down, inhale up. Working your straight lines of energy. Now those of you who want to, you're going to come into your half moon, your floating half moon. Inhale brings it back up. Exhale. Float in, bring it forward. Inhale, back up. Exhale, float it forward. And we bring it back up one more time. Good, good balance. Exhale forward, bring it up. And back. Somehow I think we're doing more on this side, but that's okay. Exhale forward. We hold for 5. Touch the ground if you need to. Float it if you can. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now reach back and catch your back foot. Kick it open. Some of us will stay here. Others are going to lift it up. If you lifted it up on the other side, please do so on this side as well. Come up nice and slow. There's no hurry. Take your time. Engage your core. Find your balance. Find stability within instability. Yeah. That's what yoga teaches us, to find stability within instability, both on our mat and in our lives. We hold it here for 5. Some of you can go a little deeper. You know who you are. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back down. Last little kick into your arm. And then Shiva Squats. Cross it behind and then take it out. Cross it behind and take it out. We cross. And to the side. We cross. Take it to the side. So we're still working that lateral movement through the hip. Cross. To the side. Cross. To the side. Cross. All right, take the hands to the heart. We'll take a little twist here. Kick your right foot out. Another balance pose for me. We hold for 5. And then circle up. Find your warrior 2. Straddle down. Step up into standing splits. Only as a transition. Bring it into your halfway lift. Uttanasana, Uttanasana. And then let's open up our shoulders again. Hopefully by now your shoulders will be a little bit more open. Enjoy the nice stretch. This is always a challenging one for me. Okay, and let's bring it all the way up to extended mountain pose. Tadasana. And then hands to the heart. We're going to go into a twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist over to the left. Inhale, back up, Tadasana. Exhale, twist over to the opposite side. Inhale, back up. Find your breath. Exhale, bring it over. Inhale, nice smooth movement, up. Exhale, get a little deeper each time. Elbow on the outside of the knee. Inhale. And exhale. Let's hold it here. Extend the arms, fan the arms open, one hand to the earth, the other, working energy lines here. So I'm working on our energy lines the whole practice. Gaze up, neutral or down. Reach around and take a bind. I always like to help myself get to the inside of the thigh. So do whatever you need to do to get to the inside of your thigh. It may or may not happen. And then chest to the sky. Feels so good. Lengthen first, twist second. That's always the rule. And then catch a bind here. You might just stay here. Those of you who can, on the inhale, allowing for the wobble. Remember, the tree that bends doesn't break. We come up slow using bandhas, all 4 corners of the foot. And focus and breath. Extend the right leg out. Keep breathing. Pull it back in. And then put it on top of the shoulder. Wobble, wobble. And see if you can extend and open. This may or may not happen today, but give it a try. I never know if I'm going to wobble out of it. quite the balance here. And then we bring it back down. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, twist over towards the right. Inhale, back up. Exhale, over towards the left. Keep following that rhythm with the breath. Inhale, up. Exhale, twist. It's so good for the spine. We don't usually do these kind of twisting movements throughout the day. So deep twists are so healing for the body. Inhale, up. And exhale, over. Inhale brings you back up. And exhale, over. So find a nice rhythm on this side. Inhale, up. Should be getting deeper and deeper each side. And we'll hold this one. Get the elbow on the outside of the thigh. And then extend the hands, working energy lines here. Gaze is either up, neutral, or down, depending on your neck. And then reach around and do whatever you need to do to get your hand to the inside of your thigh. It's a great twist, great stretch. And then drop the other hand back down. Open the chest to the sky, nice stretch. Keep breathing here. Let the exhale melt you open. And we'll come back out of this same way we did on the other side. We'll bring it, either you stay here or you bring it up into bird paradise. It's your practice. Either way, find that place just outside your comfort zone. We make progress through practice, and we're working for progress, not perfection. Remember that. Lovely. You're welcome to stay here. Kick it all the way open into your full bird of paradise. Again, it requires some concentration, balance, flexibility. And then, again, you're welcome to stay here. If you're ready for this, you can take a deeper pose by putting your knee on top of your shoulder and kicking this open. Keep your bind. Yeah. Straighten the bottom leg. Get a nice deep opening. Beautiful. Keep breathing. Oh, if you fall out of it, it's okay. Remember, we're working for progress, not perfection. And exhale, deep forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And let's step this back. Drop to the knees. Drop to the forearms. I'm going to go back to those. These are actually called Tibetan Pushups. And you roll through and open up. Tap the back of your head. Nose to the floor. Draw a line. Roll through the chest. Open the shoulders. Tap the back of your head. At this point in the practice, it should feel pretty good. We should be nice and warm. Inhale, roll through, and tap. Really trying to get deep into the hip flexors here as you come through. You're not only opening up the upper thoracic, but you're dropping into the hip flexors. And press back. Which you're going to need shortly when we do our final poses of this practice, which it requires a lot of hip flexibility. And let's drop to our belly here. I'm going to do some hip openers and the psoas opener here. So coming up into your high cobra. Keep the pubic bone on the ground though. And then drop it back down. Reach around, catch your right foot with your right hand. And then kick this up. Again, keep your pubic bone on the ground, psoas opener. Some of you will touch your foot to your head. And then bring it back down. Nice little stretch here. Catch your right foot with both hands. Challenge yourself to come up. That's a hard one. One more time, come up. Right hand, right foot. So it's like a half cobra pose. And one more time up. Oh, this is such a wonderful stretch. And back down. Heart openers. They've always been my challenge. Back bends. So heart openers are really about freeing yourself from the bondage of having to be on the defensive. That's why they're so powerful, because it means that you're strong enough to love. So they're really powerful, energetic movement of energy, not only a physiological benefit to the body. Okay, again, we're on the left side now. Catch your left foot and keep your pubic bone down, and then come right back down. And you can catch that foot with both hands if you want. I think I opted out on this side or forgot. But I invite you to catch that foot with both hands. And then bring it back down. And then bring your hand back down to finish off with single arm. Half cobra, or half hamstring opener. It's such a wonderful, it's a yummy pose, actually. It's a really yummy pose. Okay, now let's reach around and catch our ankles with both hands. Challenge yourself here to kick up. Really kick into it. Heart openers. And back down. Get a good grip on your ankles, and you're really going to kick into your hands. And you come up on the inhale, and we hold. Keep breathing. Make sure you're not holding your breath. And then exhale, come back down. And we'll do one more of these. Inhale brings you up. And hold. Exhale all the way down. Whew, freedom. And we're going to push back up into our box. It's a nice counter pose for those back bends. You might feel this in your low back. That's completely normal. So we come up to your high cobra. We're going to do dancing cobra here. Just let the body move. It's a good way just to come out of all those back bends. And then push back into your box. And start your hip circles. You should probably really feel this after all those back bends. Should feel really delicious. And we're going to sit down and continue with our back bend series here. Scoop the pubic bone up towards the navel and press your hips up. And then bring it back down. Just working on opening the spine, opening the heart, opening the mind. Fingers up the back, going up towards the neck. The heel of the palm rooted in your sacrum. Yeah, and elbows in. So we're opening up the upper thoracic here. And don't forget to engage the pelvis. Okay, so you tuck the pelvis under so you keep your back safe. Keep walking your hands up the back. Keep the elbows moving inward. Scoop the pubic bone in. Release the neck. Open up. And keep breathing here. One big mistake here is that people tend to hold their breath. Inhale, bring it back, and sit back down. So we're going to take another level. Some of you will go into Kapotasana. I'm not going to show that today because I'm feeling a little bit tight. But we're going to come up into Ustrasana to start with, which is our camel pose. Oh, yeah, it's been a moment since I've done these. Feels so good. Hands to the heart, and we bring it back up. And we'll try that again. Hands at the small of the back, elbows in, and then going into Laghudrasana, which is called Little Thunderbolt. You drop your hands down the back of the thighs. You might just stay here. You might catch the inside of the calves. You might stay here. And some of you might even drop your head all the way to the ground for Little Thunderbolt. The challenge of Little Thunderbolt is coming out of it. So we'll see here. It's a pretty good challenge to come up. All right, meet me again at the top of your mat, and we'll do that again. Hands slide down the back of your thighs. Again, you're welcome to stay here. You're welcome to keep your hands at the small of the back, or you're welcome to come all the way down. Now, some of you know what Kapotasana is, so I want you to go right into it. Otherwise, stay with me. We're going to work our Laghudrasana today. Crown of the head down. Yes. Catch the front of your thighs and open up. And then we'll bring this right back up. Sometimes bringing one hand up first makes it a little bit easier. If you come up too fast, you might get a little bit dizzy, so take a moment to catch your breath. Cross your ankles, come all the way through. So everything we've been doing so far in the in this practice is heading towards the end of practice, and you'll see what I mean. So we've got a few more poses that are preparatory poses for our final Yoga Nidra poses today. And one of them is just a forward fold, Paschimottanasana A. And it's just a release out of all those back bends. Make sure that your hands are around the top of the feet and that the pinky toe side of the foot is pushing in and not out. So you want to have a flat foot if you want to think of it that way. And then we roll back up. All right, we're going to do a reverse plank pose, modified. So I want you to have your right leg pulled in and then just push your hips up. You got to scoop your hips up. Your foot will be about the level of your knee, and then you're going to push up and back down. Now I want you to think about the extended foot and the toe. Start to bring the toe down towards the earth. So this, maybe you'll touch it, maybe you won't, but give it a try. So bring your toe down towards the earth. Ah, see, I just remembered to do that. Here we go. Up and back down. A couple more. Up, really press the hips, open the shoulders, put the toe down. It's a nice challenge. And up and down. We're just opening hip flexors. And up and hold. Keep pressing. 3, 4, and 5. All right. Pull your right knee in. Your right hand just come up. We're going to go for a little twist here. Wrap around. This is Marchiasana A. Go for the wrist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Chest and thighs connect. Keep a good wrap around your thigh, around your knee. Flex the front foot. See if you can get the back of the knee down a little closer to the earth. And then release out of that. Come up into sitting. Catch your foot. And then we're going to do what I call lawnmower pose. Lawnmower pose, you'll see why. Like you're starting a lawnmower, you're going to pull the knee back behind the body. So your leg is connected to your body in a ball and socket joint. So this is a really powerful pose because it gets you behind the hip. And then we're going to go up into a nice stretch. Now if this is too much for you, it's okay. You can just stay with your lawnmower pose and hold it there. This is the same pose that we did when we were standing up, right? It's a version of Bird of Paradise with a little bit more of an edge to it. And we're going to bring this right into our half lotus pose, Padmasana. And we're going to start with working the hip. This is such a yummy hip exercise, especially if you're trying to open up your lotus. So all you're going to do is pull the knee in and then push it back, lift your chest up. So you're in half lotus, but make sure that your foot is all the way up so you're not tweaking your ankle here. And up. Press. And up. And press. Oh, it feels so good. Now if you weren't able to get your foot on top into half lotus, you can always have your foot on the floor. Yeah, and lift up for me. We hold it here and then bring it back down. And then pull your left leg in, keep your right leg up in lotus. We're going to go for a version of Marchiasana B on the left side. So it's half lotus with just a regular bind. And we reach around and catch it. If you can't catch it like this, you can always use a towel. Then extend out in front of you and drop your forehead down. May or may not touch the ground, doesn't have to, but maybe it will. And we hold it here. Use your breath. 5 counts, slow counts here, just breathing. And then we bring it back up. Unravel. All right, so this is a little bit more of a challenge. You stay with your half lotus. It's the same pose, but this time with half lotus that we did on the other side, but now you're in half lotus. Your left foot is in half lotus. Your left foot is coming up and your right foot is in half lotus. And then we kick and open this up. Yeah, quite pretzel pose. That's what I'm going to call this one, pretzel pose. It surprisingly feels really good. Exhale and then bring it back down. Go right into Padmasana, your full lotus pose. Make sure that you get your ankle way up high. And then find a little meditation pose here. Breathe. Setting up for the other side, so it's just a reset. Kick your legs out. I'm going to go right back into forward folds before we go to the other side. Flex the feet, hands up, hinge at the hips. No rounding in the spine. Lengthening, and then exhale and fold. Lovely. Breathe. Should be feeling really open at this point in the practice. We're heading toward the end of our desert journey. We have just a few more things to do here. Stay with me, stay focused, stay engaged. And this is what we work for. The whole practice is to get to these few poses here at the end, when your body is ready to open up. So pull the knee in, and then we're going to point the toe. Again, you can simply stay here. If you're feeling fatigued, you stay here. Next level, we're going to lift the hips and point the toe. And bring it back down. And we try that again. Lift, scoop the pubic bone up, open up. It's a half plank pose, reverse plank. And one more time, bring it up. Back down, feels so good. And again, up. And back down. Fabulous. Couple more. Up. And back down. Up. And we hold this one. Couple breaths here. Keep breathing. And then exhale. Back down. Beautiful. Now pull the knee in. The left arm comes in, wraps around the left knee. Reach around, catch it. We are on Marchiasana A on the left side. So just a bind on the left side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Flex the foot. That's in your practice. Inhale brings you back up. Now again, you can simply stay here or get ready for our lawnmower pose. You're going to catch your foot with both hands, and then like you're starting a lawnmower, you just pull it back. I know some people don't even know what that means because you've never seen a lawnmower. But I used to mow people's grass when I was a kid for $1. So I know how to start a lawnmower, surprisingly. Press this back. And then bring your knee above the shoulder again. Again, you're welcome to stay here. This is getting us ready for when we do a more challenging pose. Well, this is pretty challenging in and of itself. Open up, lengthen first. Beautiful. And then bring it back down. Half lotus. Remember, if you're not doing half lotus, you're going to simply put your foot underneath you and sit on it, right? So this is my tweaky knee, so I'm always a little cautious on this side. We're going to do that same exercise where you push the knee down and up, warming up for our lotus. Just take good care of your ankle here. Push the knee down and up, down. Yeah, you can see I'm struggling with this side. And up, and down, and up. See, the foot is slipping. So it's actually a knee problem. It's not a hip problem for me. So you might see this, but you want to take really good care of that very fragile tendon in the ankle. So that's why I rearranged there. I want to make sure I'm not hurting that. I'm pressing down and up and down and up and down and lift up. Yeah, here we go. Scoop the hips up. It's working on your half lotus. Yeah. And then bring it back down. That can actually be quite a challenge. All right. Make sure that you have your half lotus. And then pull your right knee in. And bring it up on the shoulder. And here we go again. Open up. Beautiful. Go where you can go. And bring it down into your full lotus. So it looks like I forgot to do Marchasana B on this side. So take that reverse twist with bind on this side if you know what that means. And then just bring it down into your lotus. But don't think we're done yet. We're not. All right. This is just a little break because we're going into the real nitty-gritty of the practice for those of you who have a strong flexibility practice. You kick the legs out. Come all the way down to the earth. Just lay flat on the earth. Take your right knee in. And then open it up. Put it behind the shoulder. And you're going to kind of cradle yourself into your foot. Whoops. You got to make sure you get it all the way up. Here we go again. Cradle it in and up. All right, there we go. And if you can get a nice hook there, you can take your hands to your heart. And then we're going to bring this back down. Pull it in and release out of that. There's two sides to the body. Pull the opposite side in. Knee down, but around the shoulder. So here we're on the second side. This is my tight side. There's always one side that's tighter than the other, and then we're going to bring it back up. Oof, yeah, this one's tight. Which is interesting, it's the female side. All right, and then we're going to hook both feet. So we are in our bind here. And we come up to our only balance, arm balance of this class. Come up, and then right into Tadasana. Flex the feet, bring it in, and back. All right. Guess what, guys? We made it. Woo! That was a challenge. All right. Well, thank you for joining me today, everyone. It was so much fun.
Wow, that was fun. I'm feeling very open, stretched out. So what I like about that kind of practice is that it liberates you. We started this whole practice with the ideal of that being realistic about our current situation, our lives, doesn't really mean that we have to focus on the storms, even if it's stormy out, right? The sun is always shining behind the storms, and there's always another possibility. All you have to do is open up your mind and decide. Yeah, it's a choice. We're on this planet because we have choice. It's our most powerful gift on this planet is that we get to choose. I'll never forget an Auschwitz survivor. And when he was asked, how did you survive the horror, the humiliation, the absolute lack of any hope of a future, how did you survive? And I'd like to end this practice with this quote because I think it's very poignant for our times. He said, I can look out my barred windows and I can see the mud, or I can see the stars. I hope you choose to look up to the sky and see the stars. Even if it's a cloudy day, the stars are still there. You just have to choose to see them. I love you very much. Thanks for joining me in this practice, and I hope to see you again soon here at Gaia Flow. Meanwhile, I'll keep saying hello on these little videos. All right. I love you. Bye.